Hi everyone, welcome to class. Today's class we're focusing on the hips. This is a beginner flow, so you don't need any props and you don't need any knowledge of yoga. I will guide you through the practice in a format similar to that of Twister. Put your right foot here, put your right hand there, that kind of thing. So when you're ready, meet me on your mats. Starting in a comfortable cross-leg seated position, bring your hands onto your lap, palms facing down for a grounding gesture. Start to lengthen the back from the root of the tailbone all the way up to the crown of your head. I invite you to close your eyes and just relax the shoulders. Take a deep breath in through the nose, fill your lungs with air, and then open your mouth side out. Let's take a few more rounds, really setting the intention to connect with our breath. Deep breath in through the nose. Fill your belly with air. Travel up to the lungs, up to the top of the throat, and then exhale out the mouth. Let's do one more just like that. Deep breath in through the nose, filling your belly with air, your lungs. Hold the breath at the top of the throat, and then exhale out the mouth. Let everything go. Let your mind come to center. Just fully checking in with yourself here, letting your mind and your body arrive to the mat when it arrives. Notice the quality of your breath. Are your inhales just as long as your exhales? If not, use the words breath in and breath out to help you find that equal rhythm. Breath in, breath out. Breath in, breath out. Take a moment to set an intention for your practice, whether it's to find some movement in your day, some peace in your mind, or some happiness in your heart. And with that intention being set, take a deep breath in through the nose. Big exhale out the mouth. Let it all go. Open your eyes and come back into the room. Starting off the practice, extend your legs out onto your mat. Bring your elbows back behind you so that you're propped up onto your elbows. Chest is lifted here. Try not to sink in between your shoulders. Keep your chest lifted. Bring your right knee in towards your chest. And then extend that right leg back out. Let it hover over the mat. Pull that right knee towards your chest. Then extend it out. One more. Pull it in. This time, draw 3 circles with your right knee to the right side. So circle it out. 1, big wide circles. 2, and 3. Coming back to start, reverse the direction. 1, 2, and 3. Awesome. Extend that right heel up towards the ceiling. Don't worry about how straight your legs should look. Just follow the movements, listen to your body. Rebend, extend, rebend, and extend. Keep that right leg lifted. Now look at your ankle. Roll it out to the right side 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Roll it to the left side. 1, 2, 3. Float that right leg back down to the mat. Pull that left knee in towards your chest. Extend the left leg back out. Pull the left knee in towards your chest. Extend it back out. Pull it in. This time circle it out to the left. 1, we're going for 3, 2, and 3. Then reverse the direction. 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Left knee is bent. Extend that left heel up towards the ceiling. You'll notice one side is a lot more flexible than the other. Rebend, extend, rebend, and extend. Rotate that ankle to any direction 3 times. 2, 3, and then reverse. 3, 2, 1. Float this left leg down. Rest your back onto the mat. Hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice hug. Feel free to draw circles with your knees, allowing for your lower back to kind of press into the mat as you do this, and then reverse the direction. 2 and 3. Hug the back of your legs. Tuck your chin in so that your head is lifted, and take 3 rock-ups. 1, 2, and 3. Rock up to sit. Make your way onto all fours here. Hands are underneath your shoulders. Knees are underneath your hips. Your back is flat. We'll call this tabletop position. Before we move, I want to show you how your arms should look. So avoid bulldogging your arms. Keep your arms super straight, and you can rotate the eyes of the elbows inward so that they're shining forward. It will take time. It might feel weird, but I'm just cueing you now so that that seed is planted in your head. All 10 fingers are spread evenly. Index fingers are parallel to each other. So we're in tabletop position. We're doing cat-cow now. Inhale, arch your back, look up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, round the back, look towards your navel, push the mat away. Pretend as if that mat is trying to come close to your face and you're like, nah, chill. Inhale, arch your back, look up. Exhale, round the back, look towards your navel. 2 more. Inhale, arch your back, look up. Exhale, round. Really move with your breath. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, round. Come back to tabletop position. Walk your knees 2 inches back. Tuck your toes. Lift your knees, lift your hips. Come into downward facing dog. Your body's in the shape of an upside down letter V. Your gaze is at your feet. Don't worry if your heels are not touching the ground. One day they will. Hands are shoulder width distance apart, and keep your arms super straight. Remember, avoid bulldogging those arms. Let's begin to find movement, pedaling out the feet. So bending one knee at a time as the opposite straightens. I like to start my practice with a fidgety downward facing dog, just to kind of say hello to this shape, let my body arrive when it's ready. You can pedal out your feet a little bit faster to get the blood flow moving. I like to dip one shoulder towards the center of the mat, get into my upper body here. All right, let's find some stillness. Your hips make the highest point. Navel is pulling up and in. Your back is straight as your chest is trying to press back towards your thighs. Take a deep breath in through the nose. As you exhale, lower the knees to the mat. Bring them as wide as your mat. Untuck your toes. Rest your hips onto your heels as you lower your forehead down in between your arms for child's pose. You can come into this pose at any point in your practice for if you need to reconnect with your breath or take a break. This is your resting pose. Inhale, look up at your hands. Slide your belly forward onto the mat, resting your rib cage in between your thumbs. Elbows are pointing up towards the ceiling. Press into your hands slightly so your chest and sternum lift an inch or 2. So think about that Rihanna chest tattoo that she has. Try to lift that area up off of the mat so you're in this small little back bend. Your neck is long, so try not to scrunch your shoulders to your ears for baby cobra. Lower the forehead down. Next, inhale, straighten the arms with a small bend in the elbows. Your hips are still heavy for full cobra. So our baby cobra grew up and now to full cobra. Lower the forehead down. Press your hips back to child's pose. Tuck your toes, lift your knees, lift your hips, downward facing dog. We're gonna run through that one more time. Deep breath in. Exhale, child's pose. Knees to the mat, hips to heels, forehead down. Inhale, look up at your hands, slide forward, coming straight into baby cobra. Exhale, lower your forehead down. Next, inhale, full cobra. Exhale, forehead comes down. Press your hips back through child's pose, then lift up into downward facing dog. Awesome. Pull forward into plank pose, inhale. Exhale, lower the knees down, and you're back into tabletop position. Fix your yoga pants if you need to. Next sequence, we're doing hydrants. So think about that dog that you walk, or have ever walked, or have ever seen on the sidewalk, who sees a fire hydrant and lifts their right knee out to the side. Well, let's do it together. Lower the right knee down. Lift the right knee up. Lower the knee down. One more time, lift it up, and then draw 3 circles to the top of your mat. 1, 2, 3, then reverse. Go back. 1, 2, 3. Knee comes down. Left side. Lift the left knee and lower. Lift and lower. Try to keep your weight steady. Lift and lower. Last time, lift. Draw 3 circles to the top of your mat. 1, 2, 3, and then reverse. Going back. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Left knee comes down. Sit back into child's pose for a moment. Give your arms a break. Reconnect with your breathing. And then meet me back in tabletop position. We're moving with the right leg. Step your right foot to the outside edge of this right hand. So we're in this half lunge. Now what I want you to do is slide this left leg back about an inch so that your hips can sink a little closer to the mat. So we're in this baby high lizard. This is what it's called. Right foot to the outside edge of the right hand. You sink your hips and lift your chest. So think your upper body as a cobra here. Then as you exhale, walk your hands back. Shift your hips back over the back heel. Straighten the front leg. Peel the toes off of the mat. Try to point them towards your face. So you're flexing this front foot. This movement is called rocking lizards in my practice. So sink your hips forward, lift your chest, inhale. Exhale, walk your hands back, straighten the front leg. You should feel a nice stretch on that right hamstring. Inhale, sink forward. Exhale, rock back. Rebend the front knee. Lower the hands down. Bring that right knee back underneath the right hip. Other side. Step the left foot to the outside edge of the left hand. Sink your hips forward. Lift your chest. Inhale. As you exhale, walk your hands back, straighten the front leg, peel the toes towards your face. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, rock back. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, rock back. Rebend that front knee, hands lower down. Lower that left knee back underneath the left hip. Walk your knees 2 inches back again. Lift up, downward facing dog. This time, we're moving like if we're moving through water. So as you inhale, round the back, pull forward into plank pose, top of a push-up. One long line of energy from the crown of the head down to the heels. As you exhale, bend the knees, lift your hips back up to down dog. We'll call this down dog waves. So let's take 3 more together. Inhale, round the back, pull forward, plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, round the back, pull forward, plank. Exhale, down dog. One more. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, down dog. This time, pull forward into plank pose. Inhale. As you exhale, lower the knees down. Bend your elbows, lower your upper body halfway like a half push-up. And then as you inhale, straighten the arms. Come onto the tops of your feet. Lift your legs off of the mat for upward facing dog. So in this pose, your hands and your feet are the only points of contact. With me, my arms are short, so you might not be able to tell, but my legs are off of the mat. Tuck your toes under, then lift the hips up, down dog. Awesome, great job. Come onto your tiptoes and slowly walk to the top of your mat. Feel free to cross at the ankles like if you are walking on the runway in some beautiful high heels. If you're a guy, just have fun with it. Once you get to the top, bend your knees, rest your belly onto your thighs, grab for opposite elbows and just let your upper body hang here and sway it from side to side. So hips in one direction, upper body in the other direction. Loosely shake your head out yes, shake it no, shake it maybe. Awesome. Release the elbows, slowly round up to stand, bone by bone. Let your head be the last thing to come up. Fix your yoga pants, your shirt, readjust yourself. We're standing and we're moving. So if you didn't quite make it to the top of your mat, you can make your way there now. Bring your hands to prayer at heart center. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, watch the palms touch. As you exhale, forward fold. Feel free to bend the knees here. Inhale, lengthen your back halfway. You can slide your hands up onto your legs to help you here. As you exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Watch the palms touch over your head. Exhale, bring the hands to prayer at heart center. Take your hands onto your hips. Feet are hip width distance apart. Doing some squats. Bend your knees. Sink your weight into your heels. Keep your chest lifted. And then straighten the legs. And squat. Straighten up. Squat. Straighten up. And squat. This time adding the arms. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach the hands down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, reach down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, reach down. This time we're adding on with the heels coming up. Reach up, lift the heels up, maybe look up and lower the heels down, reach down. So switching the gaze really challenges your balance. Reach up, lift the heels up, look up, lower the heels down, squat. Last one, reach up, lift the heels up, look up, and squat. Reach your fingertips down here. Step this left foot back, coming into a low lunge. Right knee is over the right ankle, so you're not too far forward and not too far back. Okay? Lift the right arm up towards the ceiling. Look up at that right hand, twist. And then lower this right hand down. Palms are flat here. Step back into downward facing dog. Inhale, exhale, child's pose. Inhale, slide forward, baby cobra. Exhale, forehead comes down. Inhale, full cobra. Exhale, forehead comes down. Press your hips back through child's pose. Lift up, downward facing dog. Lift the right leg straight up towards the ceiling for a 3-point dog. On the exhale, pull the right knee in towards your chest. Step it in between your hands. Back knee gently lowers down to the mat. Untuck your back toes. Sink your hips forward. Reach your arms up and back for a crescent lunge. Try to keep that belly away from the thigh so your hips are sinking forward and your upper body is reaching back. Lower the hands down to the mat. Tuck the back toes under. Lift the back knee up. Step up. Forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fingertips come down to the mat. Step the right foot back. Low lunge. This time the left knee is over the left ankle. Lift the left arm up towards the ceiling, twist. And then lower that left hand down to the mat. Step back into downward facing dog. 2 down dog waves here. So inhale, round the back, pull forward. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, round the back, pull forward. Exhale, down dog. This time, pull forward into plank pose. Yogi's choice here. You can lower the knees down for this chaturanga like we did earlier, or keep your knees lifted. Inhale, Exhale, lower the body halfway, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Tops of the feet are on the mat. Tuck the toes, lift up, downward facing dog. Next inhale, lift the left leg straight up and back, 3-point dog. As you exhale, left knee pulls in towards your nose. Step this left foot in between your hands. Back knee gently lowers down to the mat. Untuck the toes, sink your hips forward, reach the arms up and back for crescent lunge. And again, try to sink the hips forward. Upper body reaches up and back. Lower the hands down, tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee up, step up, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Watch the palms touch over your head. Exhale, hands to prayer at heart center. Woo. Feel free to grab some water at any point during this practice. So we're standing at the top of the mat. Let's do a few more squats. Sink down, reach up. Sink down, stand up is what I meant. Squat and stand. This time adding the arms. Squat, reach the arms up. Squat, reach the arms up. Last one, squat, reach the arms up. Lower the hands down to the mat. Step your left foot back. You're back into this low lunge. Back knee is going to tap down and lift up 3 times with control. So gently tap it down, float it back up. Tap it down, float it back up. Last one, tap it down, float it back up. Lower it down, keep it down. So similar to those rocking lizards that we were doing, we're doing the same thing, but we'll call it rocking pyramids. So sink your hips, let your knee come past the ankle, keep your chest lifted. Back toes can be tucked or untucked, yogi's choice. And then exhale, walk your hands back, your hips float over the back heel as you straighten this front leg. Toes are peeling towards your face. This might feel like a lot, so go to your deepest without hurting yourself. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale, rocking back. Inhale, sink forward. Exhale, rock back. Rebend the front knee. Bring the hands forward. Tuck the back toes under. Keep your chest lifted. On the exhale, step up into that squat. This time we're straightening up with the arms up overhead. Reach the arms up. Lift the heels up. Look up. And lower the heels down. Squat. Give me 2 more. Reach the arms up. Lift the heels up. Lower the heels down, squat. Last one, reach the arms up, lift the heels up, look up, and back to the squat. Step this, fingertips are down. Step the right foot back, low lunge. Back knee will tap down, float it back up. Gently tap it down, float it back up. Last one, tap it down, float it back up. Lower it down, keep it down. Back toes can be tucked or untucked, yogi's choice. Sink your hips, lift your chest, let the knee track past that ankle. Exhale, rock the hips back, straighten the front leg, peel the toes towards your face. Try to keep your hips squared here, so both hip points are pointed to the top of your mat. Inhale, come forward, lift your chest. Exhale, rock back, straighten the front leg. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, rock back. Awesome. Rebend the front knee. Hands lower down to the mat. Tuck the back toes under. Lift the back knee up. Step back into downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, child's pose. Reconnect to your breathing. Meet me in tabletop position. We're almost done, guys. Slide the right knee behind the right wrist, and then take the right foot, slide it over to the left side of your mat. And then slide, lots of sliding, slide that left leg back so that your hips come closer to the ground. If you find that your right hip is floating off of the mat, you can sit on an angle with your right hip down. But if you are not in pain and you feel comfortable, try to keep your hips squared to the top of your mat. We're in this pigeon prep here. Inhale, lengthen wherever you are. As you exhale, walk your hands forward. You can rest onto your elbows or rest your forehead onto your forearms. Yogi's choice. This is your practice. I'm simply here to guide you through it. You can take this time to really check in with your body and notice where you feel tired, where you feel strong, and then just honor it, love it, send it some gratitude. All right, straighten your arms, lower the hands down, tuck the back toes under, slide the back knee in, come back into tabletop position. Left side, slide the left knee behind the left wrist. Move the foot over to the right side, and then slide your back leg back, lowering the hips to the mat. And you'll notice that one hip is better than the other. They're both good, but one is better. Wherever you are, lengthen the spine. Inhale. As you exhale, forward fold. And straighten the arms. Coming back up. Make your way back into tabletop position. Walk your hands back. Swing your legs out in front of you. And let's lay down. We're not quite there yet at the end, so keep your knees bent. Soles of the feet are on the mat. Rest your back onto the mat. Arms are by your sides. Feet are hip-width distance apart. Try to get your feet closer to your hips so that your fingers graze the back of your heels. Shooting for a bridge pose. Press into your feet, lift your hips up towards the ceiling. Lift your chin up so you can breathe. Squeeze those glutes at the top. Really feel the engagement here along your quads. And lower the hips down to the mat. Take your feet as wide as your mat. And then windshield wiper the knees from side to side. Kind of resetting the hips here. And then bring them back to the starting position. Going for a second round of bridge. Press into your feet, lift your hips up. Option here, you can roll your left shoulder under, roll your right shoulder under, interlace your hands behind your lower back, lower the pinkies to the mat, and then reach those knuckles towards your heels. So you're really finding some length here with your shoulders, squeezing those glutes up towards the ceiling, and gently come down the same way you went up. Windshield wipers, round two. Take your feet as wide as your mat and lower the knees from side to side. Bring your feet back to hip-width distance. Hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself another hug. And just gently rock from side to side. Next pose, take your hands. Hold the outside edges of your feet. Soles of the feet are pointing up towards the ceiling. And then pull the knees in past your rib cage. So now your arms are on the inside of your legs, but you're holding onto the outside of your feet for happy baby. You can rock your baby from side to side, keeping your tailbone heavy towards the mat. It's one of my favorite ways to end class because I get to massage my lower back. Rock to the right side. Keep your right leg in happy baby as you straighten the left leg so your legs look like a check mark. And then rebend that left knee. Rock to the left side. Keep your left leg in happy baby and straighten the right leg. Rebend that right knee. Come back to center. Lower the feet down. Knees are still bent. Extend the arms out like a capital letter T, or you can goal post them. You can bend them at the elbows. Spinal twist. Bump your hips to the right. Lower the knees to the left side. You can keep your gaze up towards the ceiling or look away from your knees. Option here is to take your left hand over the right knee to help you hold this spinal twist shape. Come back to center. Bump your hips to the left. Let your knees fall over to the right. Option to place that right hand over the left outer thigh and looking up towards the ceiling or away from your knees. And come back to center. Extend the legs out onto the mat. I invite you to use the whole real estate of your mat. So take your legs wide here. Rest your arms by your sides, or if it's comfortable for you, you can rest your hands onto your belly for your final resting pose, Shavasana. I will guide you through the Shavasana and then bring you back up to where we started. So as you're laying down, I invite you to close your eyes. If you would like to keep your eyes open, keep your gaze soft, looking past your nose, not really focusing on anything in particular. We'll connect to our breath and then use a 4-count breathing exercise to slow our breathing down. So all together, let's take a deep breath in through the nose. Fill your lungs with as much air as you can possibly pull in. And then open your mouth, exhale. Let it all go. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, hold, exhale. You can continue that exercise, or you can let these next few moments of class just be still and find some peace within your body and peace within your heart and mind. Start to deepen your breathing, bringing awareness back into your space. Reach your arms over your head for one last full body stretch, reaching through the toes and through the fingers. Then roll over to your favorite side, coming into a fetal position, holding onto your Shavasana for just a moment longer, checking in with yourself and noticing how you feel after a practice of yoga. Send some honor and gratitude to yourself for showing up today and for putting in the effort. Keeping your eyes closed, come to a comfortable seat on your mat. Bring your hands to prayer at heart center. Bow your chin to your chest as a sign of gratitude for this moment, for this practice, and for this lifetime. I want to thank you all so much for joining me and for allowing me to guide you through your practice. With all the love and light in me, I bow to you and say namaste. Thank you, everyone.